The Force is Rey now? The Force is Rey now. Well, hello there, my dear friends, and welcome to yet another video. Let me ask you a question, my dear friends. If you have a car, and if you change each and every single part of that car over the course of, let's say, 10 or 15 years, and if nothing of that original car remains, if you change absolutely everything, the wheels, the engine, the steering wheel, everything, will you, in the end of the process, have the same car that you had at the beginning? Well, that's a highly philosophical question. Might not be the biggest and the greatest metaphor in comparison, but this is exactly what happens to the Star Wars now. Only, it's not really the same car, is it? We know that it isn't the same car. We know that it is vastly worse, that it is inferior to the original car. If you look at the screen, you will see the title of the article by Bounding into Comics, which says, Kathleen Kennedy says new films will move Star Wars past George Lucas's original vision, will introduce new characters and start with something fresh. So, as you can see, the thing that we, fans of Star Wars, which is nothing that has anything to do with Disney, we have been saying that for the longest time. They are trying to basically move on and move past everything that we love and know. Retcon everything and introduce their own characters, their own stories, their own storyline, and really make Star Wars into something that it has never, ever, whatsoever been. So what is Star Wars? It is a space opera that first was introduced in 1977, and it is a story of the family of Skywalker. Luke Skywalker and his sister Leia and their father, Darth Vader, or Anakin Skywalker, full stop. And of course then, in the 90s, we've got the expanded universe, and the novels, and the comic books, and then some video games, and some board games, and trading card games, so on and so forth. The original expanded universe, everything up until the introduction of the abhorrent mouse, until Disney acquired Lucasfilm. So it is coming true now, and even though many people didn't really think that they would continue with the story of Rey, because she's not very popular, is she? Now, there are people who like the sequel trilogy, but they are only in the minority. So these are the latest news from the world of Lucasfilm, and this is what Kathleen Kennedy is saying about the complete and utter eradication of Star Wars. So once again, Kathleen Kennedy says new films will move Star Wars past George Lucas's original vision, will introduce new characters, and start with something fresh. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy continued to provide more details about the upcoming Rey-centric Star Wars film and revealed it will move past George Lucas's original vision for the series in order to introduce something fresh. Speaking with Games Radar, Kennedy discussed the upcoming Rey film, which she has been calling New Jedi Order in previous interviews, telling the outlet, "I think what's always great about Star Wars is the big galaxy, and we're coming off what was a major war with the First Order. And now Rey has made a promise to Luke that, and that's really the core of where we're going and what the story will be." So the New Jedi Order, this has been around for a long time, as far as the extended universe goes that I was talking about. And if you remember, Kathleen Kennedy a while ago said that, but there is no textbook, there is nothing that we could adapt, ignoring the thousands and hundreds of thousands of pages of comic books and of novels that we have from the expanded universe. And so what she's doing now is she's taking bits and pieces from the extended universe or the expanded universe and from the original Star Wars and pretending that it is her own new thing that she's creating, her and the rest of Lucasfilm. And Kennedy continued, "And I think it offers just tremendous opportunity to introduce new characters and start with something fresh, because we culminated with what George Lucas was creating, and now we take all of that and move it to the next chapter. And of course, the huge companies, filmmaking companies and things like that, they don't even think about the freshness of the content, as they call it, being something absolutely new and original that, new people, young creators would create, young talents that they would hire based on merit and create brand new stories with brand new characters with brand new names that they could call whatever they like. And they would establish their own quality IPs that would be around for decades and would be popular among people because they would be good in quality. No, this is not going to happen because they can't do that. They are not creative enough. Creativity in Hollywood is gone. And the article continues. Not only did Kennedy reveal this will be the core of the film starring Daisy Ridley as Rey, Disney Ridley, I think I might put it on a shirt, but she also revealed it'll tie into James Mangold's film that will tell the story of Disney's version of The First Jedi. Oh boy. Kennedy explained. It was something that Jim Mangold immediately sparked to, and I think it's really a nice compliment to what we're doing with moving into the future with Rey, and then understanding a bit more of where this all came from, because it will be the heart of creating the new Jedi Order. So to get a real sense of where that might have begun with the Dawn of the Jedi could be pretty cool. These comments come after both films were announced at Star Wars Celebration in April. In a press release, Lucasfilm detailed that Rey-centric is set 15 years after the last events of the Skywalker saga. Charmin Obaid-Chinoy will tell the story of rebuilding the new Jedi Order and the powers that rise to tear it down. The director then delighted fans by welcoming Disney... Again! Alright, I mean, that sticks. From now on, that is her name. Disney Ridley to stage, confirming she'll be reprising her beloved role as Rey in the upcoming movie. As for Mangold's film, they revealed, Kennedy also announced that James Mangold will take audiences deep into the past, telling the tale of the First Jedi Order, First Jedi to wield the Force and harness it as a liberating power in an era of chaos and oppression. And once again, the stories of the First Jedi Order or the First Jedi Knights, this has already been written. This has already been introduced in the expanded universe. We don't need your new unquality. Alright then, let us continue. Kennedy previously discussed how these two films were connected during an appearance on Entertainment Weekly's Dagobah Dispatch podcast. She said, "We've been talking a lot about going well into the past, and one of the things that really knitting this all together obviously are the Jedi. What happened with the Jedi over time, much like history? How did the Jedi evolve? Were they wiped out with Order 66? Then they gradually have been coming back. The question that we're going to ask with new Jedi Order and Rey is, does the galaxy need them anymore? Do they want them back?" So there's a lot of food for thought in what we're doing, whether it's in the past, present, or future, Kennedy added. A leaked synopsis for the Rey-centric film, courtesy of issue 1335 of Production Weekly, states, said roughly 15 years after Rey's victory over Palpatine at the end of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. It adds, the sequel delves into Rey's courageous endeavor to restore the Jedi Order, where she assumes the role of a mentor to two promising young students, a girl and a boy, obviously. And the boy is going to be an idiot, I'm sure. As her training progresses, it becomes evident that the girl possesses Sorry. I forgot this particular paragraph said so. That the girl possesses extraordinary abilities destined to emerge as the future leader. Surprise? No. As for Mangold, he provided details about the vision for his film, telling Gizmodo he wants to create the 10 Commandments of the Force. This is going to be so deliciously awful. Mangold said, so when I mentioned to Kathy the idea that I had about going backward, really far backward, I was surprised that it excited her and the other wonderful people she works with at Lucasfilm. For me, it's about, I want to be part of the saga, but I also don't want to be holding so much lore in the air that you can hardly tell a story, he continued. And what I really wanted to do, what I told her, was just, can we make a kind of the 10 Commandments of the Force, you know? A kind of origin story of how the Force came to be known, understood, wielded, and harnessed. Yeah, the extreme amount of law that you're talking about, once again, it has been around for a long time thanks to the expanded universe, and nobody's got a problem with that because everybody can just read whatever they want. Whether it is the Thrawn trilogy or the Shatterpoint about Mace Windu, the Dark Rendezvous about Master Yoda, or even the original trilogy novels like the Yuzhang Vong Empire and things like that. I mean, there's too much to talk about. But none of this is going to happen because Lucasfilm has taken over and Star Wars is gone. All right, then. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about Disney, Ridley. And that'll be all. Thank you very much for watching, and may the Force be with you.